What's up guys, Cody with KAK Industry. I'm out here today with what is our new DBC BCG. So what this essentially allows you to do is use the FRT carrier in conjunction with your FRT, FRS, or super safety system, and the only buffer requirement is a standard 3-ounce carbine buffer. So I'll get into some more details how exactly this carrier works. Essentially what it is that we have relocated, or in addition to a standard carbine buffer, we have a internal dead blow sliding weight in the carrier tail, and this eliminates the need to use an H1, H2, H3. So this is looking to solve the problem, eliminating the need to use an expensive tungsten buffer nowadays. So what I have here, let's see here, I've got the AS Design arc fire. I've got a Hoffman Tactical Super Safety. I've got a Atrius Development Super Safety, or FRS, and then I have a Rare Breed FRT. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to run through one mag each. This is a 16-inch mid upper, so nothing that's like over-gassed or anything like that. Obviously no suppressor, nothing like that. I'm going to run a mag on each lower, so 4 different lowers total. I'm going to move the camera with me. Over here I've got a scale. I'm going to pop out the spring and buffer for you, and I'm going to disassemble the buffer just to show you that there's no funny business going on. I'm going to weigh each component individually on the scale for you. Alright, let's get to it. So up first is the arc fire. Right, mag's empty, bolt lock to the rear. Up next we have the, you guys want to look at that, it's the arc fire there. And I'm going to be using the same buffer and spring for each test here. Alright, Hoffman Tactical Super Safety. Alright. Fresh magazine here. And we'll just go for it. Empty mag, bolt lock to the rear. And what do we have next? Next up we have the Atrius Development FRS. Let me switch this buffer in there. That would probably be a good idea. Alright, Atrius Development FRS. Mag empty, bolt lock to the rear. last up we have the rare breed FRT. Empty mag, bolt lock to the rear. BCG out. Got the buffer out here. This is just a standard carbine buffer spring. I'm going to bring you over to me so you can kind of get a better view. I also need to get this scale in frame here. Alright, putting this down right here. Got the green scale right there. Just note, it's pretty windy out here today. This is a scale for reloading, so it's super sensitive. Get it fired up here. So you're going to see, with the wind going on here, you're going to see this kind of drift back and forth. This 3-ounce carbine buffer is too heavy. It'll overload that scale. So I'm going to just take this buffer apart here, and we're going to weigh. We're going to weigh out each component individually. Alright, that's apart. Don't mind my fancy firing pin punch here. Fire up the scale. We're going to change it to grams, not grains. Don't mind the drift on there. Like I said before, it's windy out. Alright, so we're zeroed out. Okay. Buffer roll pin, bumper roll pin, buffer tip. Okay. About 5.5 grains. Let me make sure that this is visible on here. Should be able to see that. Okay, I'm going to move on to next component, 1 steel weight. Call it at 18 grams. 1 steel weight, 18.2. Steel weight, 18.2. Got the 3 rubber buffer spacers in here, 1.3. And then we've got the hollow buffer body here. 24, just call it around 24. So we'll add all that up, and it should be just around 3 ounces. It might be just a touch under, it might be just a touch over. That's kind of the nature when using, you know, all these different components inside of one material here. So let me show you the BCG here. So like I said before, this is what we're calling the DBC BCG. This is going to be available in virtually every configuration that we offer for phosphate BCGs. So you can get just a carrier, you can get a standard BCG with a single ejector, you can get a K-Spec S standard rail like this one with the down vents. You can get that with the single or dual. You can get all the way up to the full-blown K-Spec with sand cutters. Okay, so let me show you what's interesting here. Another thing too, full disassembly is still fully retained, so you can do full maintenance on this just like you would a normal BCG. You can remove and insert the firing pin, even though we have this contraption in the back here. So what this is essentially a secondary buffer, and it has a dead blow effect. You can see here that it's free floating. So it moves back and forth when it's moving, just like a traditional buffer would. And this is patent pending. We filed a patent on this early on before we released it, just to make sure that we had all of our bases covered. We're going to, you know, expand this to work with, you know, pistol caliber carbine, AR-10, all that stuff. So what's cool about this, you know, like I showed you here with the standard 3-ounce carbine buffer, I just ran 4 of what are probably the most popular super safety, force reset selector, force reset trigger, etc. You know, all with 100% functionality, using all standard parts aside from the super safeties themselves. This is the Arc Fire, this is the V2, this is the brand new one. That was the Hoffman Tactical I showed you before. This is the Atrius Development FRS. And the last one we shot here, see here, that's the rare breed, that's the cassette style drop-in trigger, the FRT here. So 100% functionality, like you saw in the video. This is using the K-Spec S variant. These are going to be available 5.56 300 blackout right away. Like I said before, we'll probably be expanding the line for pistol caliber carbines, for 9mm, 45, all that good stuff. And then eventually, as these guys kind of progress into the AR-10 line, we'll follow suit with a FRT carrier, and as well as BCGs for AR-10. So if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to drop a comment. We're pretty excited about this. We have heard from everybody, you know, how frustrating the tungsten situation is. We OEM, give or take, around 6,000 buffers, like per day is how many we make between our two facilities. So as you can imagine, a lot of the companies that we OEM for are not too keen on the tungsten prices, which have gone up roughly 500% in the past about 6 months. So what, you know, an H1 buffer used to be in the low 30s is now like $100, and nobody wants to pay that. So what we came up with is essentially eliminating the need to use tungsten in your buffer. You can use a standard 3-ounce carbine buffer, which are the cheapest you can get. Plug one of these, you can just get the carrier if you like, use your own bolt. The cost will be very comparable. Just remember, you're basically getting a carrier or a BCG with a buffer that will emulate an H3. So if you put this on the scale as it sits right here, this is 14.5 ounces. So with this internal sliding weight, with the carrier and the bolt in itself, that equates to the same weight as if you weighed a standard BCG and an H3 buffer. The weight is the exact same. So thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, just drop a comment, and we look forward to getting these on the market. We just thought it was very important to address the whole FRT super safety market. That seems like that's the hot ticket right now, and that seems like that's the direction that everybody's headed from what we've observed. So we wanted to get out there and provide a solution for you. Again, this is the DBC BCG from KAK Industry.